As the Delta variant takes hold in Sydney, the worst-case scenario of what can go wrong is playing out in Indonesia. Case numbers there are approaching 40,000 a day and hospitals are overwhelmed. One of the main criticisms against the government there is that it moved too late to introduce restrictions and lockdowns. Here's Indonesia correspondent Anne Barker.
Former Melbourne resident Tara McGowan has lived in Indonesia for the past 15 years. For Tara, her husband and family, the threat of COVID looms large.
A lot of my friends have got it and they have passed it on to their children and their relatives. A lot of businesses are closed, so the situation here is not looking good.
It's the grim reality of what an outbreak looks like when it spirals out of control. This week, their local hospital in Yogyakarta ran out of beds and oxygen supplies were scarce.
The hospitals are quite full. You have to have a very, very serious case of coronavirus to be admitted into hospital.
Help is on the way. The first of 10 tonnes of aid from Singapore has touched down in Jakarta. Australia too is sending ventilators, oxygen, testing kits and 2.5 million doses of AstraZeneca.
We're receiving ventilators, masks and some personal protection gear in the cargo. The oxygen tanks, most will be delivered by sea.
1.4 million Indonesian health workers will receive Moderna vaccines from the US as a booster after dozens of doctors and nurses still died despite 2 shots of Sinovac. The Indonesian government this week reached its target of 1 million vaccinations in a day. But as vaccination rates increase, the death toll continues to soar as workers struggle to keep pace with demand.
I hope that Australians understand how devastating it can be and how beneficial the lockdowns are in helping to stop the spread, because the situation here, it was too little too late.
Lockdowns are now being extended across the archipelago as the Indonesian government attempts to stem the tide. Anne Barker, ABC News.